Betsy said we have 3 minutes. I have 3 minutes, and I will say the difference between 3 minutes here and in the House Finance Committee, which I used to chair, was that there was a sergeant at arms that would stand there and say 30 seconds, 15 seconds, and then come over and cut off the mic. So Betsy won't do that, I think. I also would say that she mentioned that I teach sociology. I want to take this program up to my Sociology 101 intro class just to give them an idea. We've talked a lot in the class about choices that are made in terms of policy, revenue, all those kinds of things. This is an excellent example. As I think back about activity on behalf of peace movement and activity toward peace and redirection of funds, I think back myself. About 40 years ago, I was active in the anti-Vietnam War movement. And I think about that movement. I think about 1982 when there was the disarmament march in New York City. Then 2003 with the advent of the Iraqi war, and then also the war in Afghanistan. There's been a lot of concerns. But what I think is so critical, and what Betsy Grace has asked me to talk about, is the link between that. I think when we opposed wars going back to the Vietnam War on to the present, those of us who are offended by the wars, who see the damage in the other countries, the damage in our own country, we forget that there are consequences to the U.S. government spending so much money on the wars. And we just have to bring it home. And I will give just one perfect example that's especially true for us in the Triangle area. In the Triangle area, we're trying to get a first-class public transportation system after having been highway dependent for decades. How can we get it? Not with the help from the federal government. Half-cent local sales tax. Sales tax, a regressive tax, hits lower-income people more than higher-income people, yet that's the only way we can get the resources. Statewide, we had to put in a quarter-cent local option sales tax for all the 100 counties to take advantage of if it won by referendum. Why are they having to use that regressive tax at the county level? Because, again, not enough money is coming down from Washington. And so when we talk about needing to cut the budget for the war, we need to also think in terms of redirecting funding here, and I can't think of any better thing than these two regressive taxes for transportation and for general use that we're having to push on our citizens by referendum because federal government is putting too much money into war spending. I think that's my 3 minutes, and I will say also my students in Greensboro, they don't care if I get there in class for time because they'll just, 15 minutes we're leaving, but I need to get there, so I will have to leave before the end of the program. Thank you very much.